Story
Okay.
time. What would
Story
you
time.
do?
Not a long story, very short. So while I was at the grocery store, mind you, this is Walmart, not the big one. I was at the neighborhood Walmart, just a tiny grocery store. Going down the aisle. Well, let me back up. While I was coming in, there was a lady walking her son out, and he was just hooting and hollering. And my heart went out to her. I should have asked if everything was okay, but the look she had on her face, I figure, you know what? Let sleeping dogs lie. She wasn't in the mood to receive anything at that point. So I kept minding my business, going down the aisle, ended up bouncing up this other lady, and she was like, "Oh my goodness," you know. And I was like, "Oh, you mean the child making all the noise?" She was like, "Yes." Oh, you know. And I was like, I really feel for the mom. She was a little taken back. Why I said because sometimes we don't know the situation. That child could be special needs, and his brain cannot comprehend, you know, the behavior we want him to. And so this is his way of expressing what he wants. She was like, well, yeah, and you know what didn't, well, he can't help himself. If he's special need, he can't help himself. That's just how his brain is wired. And sometimes it's really hard for us now to criticize the mom when she's already dealing with a situation. I said, if you think the kid is having a day, what would you say for the mom? And she started to think, yeah, sometimes it's the perspective we have for things like that. I, as a mom who know what it's like to have a special need child, forget the fact that I'm a special ed teacher. I know what it feels like when your kid is having a meltdown in public, and you know you are running out of strategies and options to calm them down. I know what I feel like. So I was so empathizing with the mom, but to hear others thinking that he, you know, is a behavior problem, she's not doing her job as a mother, it hurts. So when I started saying that to the lady, her perception changed. And now she started to sympathize with the mom. I said, yeah, think about it. That kid is having a bad day, but what about the mom? She know everybody is watching. She know that people are talking, and yet she's trying her best. I don't know about today, but when I had my son and when he was diagnosed, part of the treatment where I had that counseling, they taught me how to deal, strategies I can use to help. I don't know if they do that today. But you know, going to school, of course, I learned a whole lot more. But my heart went out to that mom. And so me having that conversation with the lady certainly changed her perception. And she left there now feeling, you know, empathizing. Not empathizing, but sympathizing with that mom and the situation she was facing, you know, rather than criticizing. Sometimes we need to offer a helping hand. How can I help you? Do you need anything? But read read the mood and the space before you ask if they need help, because honestly I didn't think she was in the space to receive it. So I left it alone. And by the time I, you know, circled around, she had already left. You know, so my thing is, yes, there are kids who are carrying on in public, and sometimes it's behavioral. And even for that, it's not the kid's fault. Hey, the parent dropped the ball. If you don't train the kids at home, what do you expect them to do when they go out? Hello. If you don't train the kids at home, what do you expect is going to be going on in school? Hello. So I know there are those kids, and it's not the kid's fault. We have to put the blame where it belongs. It's the parent for not training, right? And but there are the kids whose brain cannot comprehend. Yeah, their brains just cannot comprehend, their brain cannot give what it cannot do, and so they are using, what do you call it, tantrums, and as a way to express themselves. And so instead of criticizing, I would say we need to show a little more empathy, a little more sympathy for that parent, because if the kid is having a bad day, the parent is having a day 100 times worse. Anyway, that was my story. At least it turned out, I would say, pretty okay, because the lady left there with a different perspective than the one she had when I approached her first. Anyway, you know what I always say, let's thank God for every day. Every day above ground is a blessing, and it's also a day to show a little sympathy, empathy for others. I think we're lacking that today, and I could be wrong. Let me know what you guys think. Until the next one.